explained by the panel, definitely having a lot of strengths here. I did a little bit of quick research on sort of what we've seen from Poyo before in his Weaver. He's only really played sort of a handful of games in both competitive and in pub, just sort of like a 50% win rate, so nothing too crazy, but maybe, you know, in a game where, you know, a very important match here for them, down a game at the moment, of course, against Quincy crew, they pull it out. Let's see, as it does have a lot of potential conceptually here.
It does. There is a lot of damage that can blow up a hero like Weaver with like the ET. If he does get grabbed by a stun or a lasso, he can just get exploded in 1 or 2 hits. But it does seem like a completely different approach from Vici. Seems like they're not trying to go for this slower pace draft. They're looking to try to match the aggression of Quincy crew. And I think this pick does suit that. Also with Old 11 playing a hero like his Timbersaw, should be able to match the aggression too. At least I hope, because I want to see a much closer series, because Quincy crew just stomped that last one. And I'm looking forward to see what Crystal Maiden is going to be able to do. Hero that's been only picked twice at this tournament, I believe only by secret, and I want to say it lost both of those games. I think, at least.
Yeah, I mean, what's sort of up with this hero? Why is it in the place that it is right now, and why do you think Vici Gaming did go for it this time?
I think the Enchantress is a big one. Also, it's a good way. It is a hero that can break refraction charges in a decent way. Like, it's not the best, but it is a hero that does have a way to hold back TA, and I think for the most part it is versus that Ench, and it's just about early game. They want to be able to match this aggression that Quincy crew was able to set in the last game. And let's see how these lanes end up playing out, because we're going to see a lot of dodging.
I mean, look at this.
Right? They don't want the Timber versus that Bat Rider. They want the Weaver versus the Bat Rider. So this is going to be some crazy lane swapping that's coming out. Look, they're just going to sit together.
It looks like we're having a fight over mid. We've got 3 cores down the mid lane, you know. This happens in your pubs. You got Weaver and Timber just chilling mid.
They might jungle
they're still
level
yet
1.
to decide where to go.
I think they're going to jungle together at the start until they see the lane. Let's see.
They've got to make moves soon, but yeah, as you said, it's fully invested in just trying to get the matchups that they want, but that's at least a minute and a half where you've got both your carry and your off lane just nowhere near a lane.
This is because of the early ward we saw Vici set up with, right? That early ward that they went in deeply to place so they could see the rotation, see the lanes. So it looks like they will be able to get the matchup they want. Lezao, he's going to dodge again. Yawar is going to gank the mid lane with the meld from the TA. I love when I see games like this.
What is
the dancing lanes.
Yeah.
Look at this CS by dude. PYW is, look at the 6 and 7 on Crystal Maiden, a 1v1 versus Enchantress. That's pretty top tier. That's the excitement that I want.
Let's see how they settle down. As Yawar is going to show his face up top in that lane against Poyo Yon. Down the bottom lane, Lezao making his way over to this Timber AA lane.
Okay. I've seen tournaments, I've seen games where they literally dual jungle until the lanes are set, so I was kind of expecting that perhaps to happen, but now Quincy crew, they've got the lane they want. Old 11, is he going to just take the long walk to save his TP? He's off.
He's out of there.
Is he going to walk all the way up there? He's getting his boots. He's walking.
He's walking. He's taking the walk up. He's absolutely walking. He's going to make the long walk elsewhere on the map. He does not want to play in that bottom lane. He's making his way over as well.
Starting to make the move too. Yep, they're starting to shift. They don't want to get the... oh my god, they want this Timber versus Wraith King. They want the Weaver versus Bat so badly. Mid, this is the lane that we can enjoy watching. 11-9 on the DK right now versus the TA.
Yeah.
It's actually a lane, and it is a lane where Quinn decided to go for Meld level 1. It's 35 mana, 5 armor reduction, so you see that the DK is a lot lower than usual, but he's winning in last hits quite heavily because of the lack of refraction early from Quinn.
Yeah, big difference to the story that we had in the first few waves last game in the Puck versus TA. Ori doing it much better this time around with the DK in this matchup. All right, let's see what happens now. Now, do we see Quincy crew take a walk, or do you think they'll stick with it?
Bat's too slow. He doesn't have boots either. He's had bottle queued up. Now he's switched to boots queued up, so maybe we do see him swap, but I don't think I want to see them swap too much. You can't overdo it at sometimes, because then you just will be so far behind. It doesn't matter about matchups if you're like 2 levels behind. Is Quinn trying to get aggressive here still with this meld? And top, Yawar. He's in a lot of trouble here.
Stick charges will be enough, but we're certainly seeing why Vici Gaming wanted to force this and get the Timber versus the Wraith King. Huge amounts of burst in the lane. That's not going to be easy for Yawar to lane into whatsoever.
I don't think Yawar wants to be up here. I think Yawar actually does have to switch. I don't think he can be up in this versus a Timber. I think he's just going to get destroyed up here otherwise. Like, not only just die, but he's going to get, like, no last hits. I think they're going to have to switch this.
Lezao, yeah, TP up to the top lane. Get his boots, so TP up there. He's ready to sort of take Yawar out. As,
they still have TP on Old 11 though, so Yawar, if he TP's down, Old 11's just gotta match it. I think they have to kind of play together for the moment up here. Otherwise, they'll get outmaneuvered by the next TP. Weaver's gonna switch top. Yep. And now they're gonna win the trade. So Vici, they're gonna get the exact lane setups they want, but Yawar hasn't yet TP'd. That's the important thing. He's still hanging up here. And Leslau looks like he's gonna go for a journey.
All right, so still trying to do some big brain calculations here to work out who's actually winning with all these you know, musical lanes. I mean,
I think it's Vici.
Who is winning? Who's winning these musical lane wars? You would say it's Vici.
Yeah, I would say it's Vici right now. They have a great mid matchup. The Timbersaw in a great matchup versus nobody bottom. Weaver, it's not like he can't lane versus Wraith King at all, so this is just fine for him to be up here even if Yawar stays here. They'll actually be able to put a lot of pressure onto Yawar if these lanes do stick like this. So yeah, I do think Vici's come out ahead now with these little bit of swap-ups that are happening. Leslau makes his way all the way back bottom, and we'll see if Old 11 decides to switch it up again, because they still could just change it again, I guess.
Oh, he's got TP back up in 20 seconds, Old 11.
Still good levels, though.
Yeah, he's just got a TP shipped out as well, so yeah, they've got the means to make moves once more if they want to continue to keep the pressure on with those favorable matchups that Vici Gaming have been fighting so hard for over these first 5 minutes of laning.
Nice play there by MSS. His creep gets frostbited, but he immediately purges it off because it was a purge creep, so a bit of a misplay there from PYW. Sentry's now being placed in mid lane to watch out for those TA traps. Always something you should do. As soon as TA hits 6, bring a sentry mid. It's free money for your mid laner. And there's the swap again.
And again. Old 11's back up, ready to lane into the face of Yawar's Wraith King.
Puyoyo, he'll stick around for like 1 or 2 more CS, and then see you later. He's got his Falcon Blade done. How's Yawar's farm? He's got boots and a chain though, so clearly behind.
A lot of attention around mid here. He's on the way. The stomp. They can't step in and do anything though. With DY and PYW both here ready to put on this early expected aggression from Vici Gaming around this first Elder Dragon form. Quinn stepping up. He's got to be a little cautious. Has got MSS swinging in from the side as well, starting to force back the 2 supports off Vici Gaming. Quincy crew is trying their best here to limit the damage done to the first tier 1 on this first round of Elder Dragon form from Mori.
Even if we do see these, we can call them funny lane shenanigans of swapping, Vici still sticks to their usual. 6 minutes in, rotate 2 supports mid, try to capitalize on this catapult. They get a decent chunk of damage. Quincy, they respond with the movements, but they don't really stop that damage. It's 572 HP on that mid tower. And now they do have the lane matchups as well that they've been wanting since the beginning of the game. 0-0 though. Bit of a slow start here for both sides, but Vici, definitely the ones that are happier. As Yawar, constantly under the gun here.
Yeah, and he's going to be even more so. You know, Old 11 a few creeps away from the 6. I mean, at that point, Yawar, I don't think he can lane, at least not on his own. He needs backup, but he is going to have it. We've got LOA and MSS coming over.
He's 6, though. Be careful. Even LOA has to be a bit cautious.
Yeah, Old 11 can kill now. As he's well. Seikiko is heading in. It's very tanky. Chain over to the side. Stomp won't be set up in position. So Old 11 will turn with the Chakram. Another chain to get away. Old 11, he's going to be fine. Leslau taking a heavy damage here from the Chakram. With that at the A, not quite enough. Leslau will manage to make it out alive.
What was that, like 8 HP or something he lives with? That was very close for Leslau to live. Nice rotation though, attempting to go for the kill onto the Timbersaw, but that Chakram plus the slow from CM will push them away. And now Puyoyo, he has a free lane.
He does, he's going to be able to put some pressure onto the tier 1 tab on him as well.
Or he's coming as well.
I mean, 8 minutes in, it's a lot of damage being done here. Swinging over, Elder Dragon form ready to go again.
Yep. Yeah, this is quick moves from Vici. Quinn looking to respond on mid.
The game plan from what we saw last game, and so far it's looking like a very positive improvement here from the approach of Vici Gaming against Quincy Crew's playstyle.
Yeah, last game they were already, what, like 2K plus gold behind? I think it was 3K gold lead at 9 minutes for Quincy, so definitely weathering their storm this time. Definitely having a much better response versus this early aggressive draft. MSS, he steps up too far.
There she get PYW. He's able to hold back Quinn. Quinn can't get in for the final hit onto the CM as PYW is going to be fine. Vici Gaming hold the mid, and yeah, finally that first blood coming in here at 9 minutes in. as Vici Gaming push back the aggression from Quincy crew around the mid-tier 1.
And Yawar has to just straight up jungle, because even now, laning versus Weaver is not going to be the easiest thing in the world because of how far behind he is. He doesn't really have a great place in the game to be on this Wraith King anymore because of these lane swaps. It's really just come out quite heavily favored for Vici.
Yeah, it's going to be a very slow start for Yawar here.
He was crucial last game. He had such a good performance with his aggressive maneuvers throughout the whole game. I think that'll hurt them a lot.
They're likely to have, Ori, at least if, the first 10 minutes or anything to go by this game. His Blink Dagger's going to be coming at a very good time. We saw last game as the puck, he really struggled to I think it was about 17 minutes in when he got the Blink Dagger done. This time round, he's going to be back on track, hitting the quick time as he sits top net worth, played the lane perfectly. MSS will be able to take away the Arcane Rune from him. It's top lane, Leslau. Kind of aggressive onto Old 11. He's got the 5 stacks of Napalm, but the backup's coming in. Poyoyo swinging in with the TP, and DY chasing down the Batrider as Leslau, he'll get taken out. Poyoyo seizing the opportunity to make these aggressive rotations, keep that pressure up with the Falcon Blade, the Javelin. He hits hard, and he is very, very slippery. It's not going to be easy for Quincy crew to contain some of these elusive heroes like the Timbersaw and the Weaver in these early engagements.
They're starting to just get ran at themselves like they were doing last game. Mid tower's about to die, bottom tower's already dead. Weaver's starting to contest Ancients. Poyoyo drops low, but he's got a big wand. They're going to get all 3 tier 1s.
Yeah. See the counts play here from Quincy crew. They look for the setup onto PYW. With the Stomp setup, they'll get a kill out of this. It's a very, very early timing here to lose these structures. It really is, yeah, Vici Gaming doing everything right so far. Still yet to see Quincy crew's ability to slow down what Vici Gaming is coming to this game too with.
Looking to go for Old 11 again here. They don't have the way to catch up to him. And the important thing to point out this time too is the reason we saw this DK be so squishy last game is because they had a Venomancer and they had the Spirit Vessel super early on. This game, they don't have that. They have the Batrider at the very least, who is going to be that high potent magic damage, but they're not going to have a Vessel Vial. They're not going to have that constant whittle of magic damage either, like they had from Leslau as a Veno last time. So it does feel a lot harder of an approach here from Quincy, especially with Yawar so far behind from the start.
I mean, and if you're Quincy here, 11 minutes in, what sort of game are Quincy going to be looking to play? Are we going to see close to sort of the attempt to fight back from them, that we saw, them leading the charge with in game 1? Or is it going to be a bit more of a safe sort of sit back, just keep the space open for Yawar and try and play for the scaling?
I don't know if they can play for the scaling, but the problem is that they don't have the same ways of map control, like area control that they did last time because of that Venomancer. Like that Veno controls so many extra things of damage control. It also controls map control because you put these plague wards all over the place, and then it allows Yawar to do whatever he wants. And Yawar is just, he's off to a slow start. So it feels like it's not going to be what they want to do the same approach, but they just can't because they don't have the same type of hero. So ET is not a witch doctor either. It's an ET who needs his teammates to have a good start for him to do anything as Leslau.
DY. Very nicely set up on the high ground there. Leslau steps into the combo. As the cold feet kick in, Old 11 easily able to line up that final bit of damage to push him underneath the threshold. As DY just standing there on the high ground, and Vici Gaming taking full control here at the jungle of Quincy crew. Now ready to smoke up, go for more. Ori leading the charge. He has that blink. He gets the jump
so strong
stun.
right now.
Going to be a dead hero. 5 seconds, Ice Blast is going to be back up. Keep good position on the high ground. Outside, MSS will get caught on the low ground. Maybe times for a turnaround here for Quincy crew. They're in with the stomp. PYW's gone. Yawar, he's in onto DY. They take out the 2 supports. Quincy crew, they're going to look to try and push on and make the most out of this. They're charging down Ori. Ori's still rather tanky. They'll let the DK be in on the side. You have Old 11 coming in. Starting to look towards Leslau, but Leslau with a great knockback with the flame breaking the lasso. He has the lockdown. A 3rd kill for Quinn. As Quincy crew bring together an incredible movement there. Quinn, 3 kills for him. That's shot his game right up to the top of the net worth here on the TA.
And Yawar's caught back up completely. He's ahead, or was tied up and ahead now of the Timbersaw, and almost tied with the Weaver. They're making it happen.
Huge moves there from Quincy crew into what was Vici Gaming. They wanted to make the jump. They were smoked up, moving in with the blink. Quincy crew's positioning on the high ground, the ability to just burst, catch the 2 supports, sets them up for success. And gets their cause back on track after a bit of a slow start.
Yeah, Vici, they had the Batrider killed, right? So they tried to make this aggressive move, but they jumped the Enchantress. And Ench just stands there with Untouchable, and that's literally what she was. They just ignored the DK. Then when Batrider responds, they see Old 11 way out of position, and he's the damage. That Timbersaw will still be able to get brought down when the Bat's there. Quincy with some good recognition of what they need to do in the game, even when they were at this bit of a deficit after laning phase. Losing 3 tier 1s and still able to fight back. DY.
Has got Ori. Ori showing in the wave. Ooh, quick blink back over the lane just in time before the damage comes in. They might still get a grab here. Leslau charging straight over on top of PYW. PYW looking to hold his ground with the ultimate, but you are in with a Raid Fire Blast. PYW will get taken out. Vici Gaming, they're thinking about fighting back here, bringing Poyoyo into the action. Towards Yawar and Leslau. Yawar has got the reincarnation to rely on. Won't even need to have it popped here as they managed to back off. Old 11 joining the fray as well. Quincy crew keeping themselves safe and in that favorable position up on the high ground here as Vici Gaming continue to stick around. Stomp. We're going to catch Poyoyo. Quick dodge with the Shikuchi. He's fine.
He has to be careful. If he does get caught by a Stomp and he gets lassoed, he will die on this Weaver still.
Doing 1900 in on the Relic. Meanwhile, Poyoyo's progress after the Maelstrom, getting those stats up. Dragonlance has been completed. So still a very annoying hero to deal with in these moments of the game, Poyoyo. If he's able to slip around the fight, he will have no struggle just chipping away at some of these backliners of Quincy crew that are going to struggle to lock him down if Vici Gaming are able to sort of just bombard themselves on top of Quincy crew at the same time, with Poyoyo sneaking around the back lines, Ori and Old 11 just charging into the front of the action head first.
Leslau, looks like they get a scan, they get a read of where the DK is at the moment. It looks like he wanted to go for PYW, but gonna wait for a moment. Does have the Wraith King in the area, and as we said, Yawar is completely caught back up. And Wraith King over a Weaver, you know, this is just a hero that's much more commonly picked for a reason. So it's a much stronger carry overall in the game. Weaver was picked just because there is that Batrider, just because there is that limited disable on the side of Quincy. As Poyoyo will evade the Stomp, so it should be fine. Leslau looking for an opportunity.
He's going to go over the lasso. TP's coming in on Massive from Vici Gaming, as that's not going to work out for Leslau. It's burnt out here by Ori.
I think he thought Ori left, right? Like, he was sitting in the trees for so long, just waiting and waiting and waiting. PYW keeps inching forward, so he's like, okay, you know what? This CM is alone. And then, nope, the DK is still just babysitting a CM, which I can't blame Leslau for trying to go for the kill. Like, who's going to babysit a CM like that?
Vici Gaming smoked. They want to get more done with the Sail to Dragonfall. Old 11 jumping in onto Quinn. He has got the Desolator coming out. I'll get the Dragon Tail stun off onto him. Quinn getting blown up completely. The Ice Blast laid down on the TA. Quinn's got a big splitter out onto the 3 of them. But is there any damage follow-up from Quincy crew? It doesn't look like it. Leslau's gone. Yawar's out the first time. Vici Gaming, they're going to look to set up and take him down a second time without any difficulty whatsoever. Vici Gaming very quick to make moves after stopping Leslau from getting to any action up top, swinging over to mid and continuing to add to the counter, getting the jump in onto this TA and Wraith King, which for as much as they're keeping up on farm, these two cores just not nearly as prepared to be caught in the action as Vici Gaming's lineup has been able to gear up for.
And I think they're starting to realize that the Batrider now, Leslau just respawned. Look, he botches in under this creep and just dies instantly. So they buy a Blink Dagger on the Wraith King. They're starting to recognize that they don't really have the setup to start fights. It's really just Vici who's always going to be able to do them themselves, unless Vici's just totally out of position. Nice play by MSS. 4-step onto the Centaur to stomp PYW.
Quinn, he's trying to make his way back to safety, but the Dragon Tail and the Ice Blast is in again. They were able to blow up Quinn. Old 11, he's able to seek out more here by the looks of it as he charges over towards Yawar. Yawar reincarnates still on a very long cooldown. 2 core kills yet again here for Vici Gaming, as things are starting to fall apart a little bit here from Quincy crew. A second time losing the carries that desperately need to get that farm. Quinn and Yawar out of the game. there's no doubt about it. Vici Gaming's approach here in game 2, it's just hitting so much harder against Quincy Crew's style.
And Yawar, he bought the blink. He bought the blink, jumps in, it dies instantly. Now they don't really have that scale and carry for themselves as Weaver starting to take advantage. Same thing for the DK. And DK already has BKB, and he is going for more of a carry build. He's got Imp Claw in his bags, he's got an AC queued up. This is definitely starting to look really hard here for Quincy Crew with this bat being just so far behind. MSS is farmed on this Enchantress because he was given the lane for such a long time, but these 2 quick smokes, these 2 quick movements from Vici have kind of just broken the game. Old 11 already has a Lotus.
Quincy Crew, they're not to be deterred straight away with the smoke. They want to try and get a catch.
Got the blink.
I'll look for Old 11. They've got the lasso, and with the splitter, they do have enough overbearing damage to take down the Timber Sword, despite how farmed Old 11 is right now. They have enough with the full squad taking him out.
They got to get a lot more farm on the map, though. Yawar, because he's gone for Blink Dagger, like, he needs to be given every single opportunity of that safe farm. See, Laszlo taking the bottom wave, I really think you have to give everything to Yawar to be able to carry this game. Otherwise, all your eggs are in the Quinn basket. And it's a TA, but he's into some tough matchups. There's a lot of small instances of damage that will always be bothering him. A lot of different control, too, between the CM and the DK. That will be tough for Quinn to carry versus. And it's 20 minutes on, and they haven't been able to get the Roche yet, right? So that's always a bit of a concern when you're playing with a TA.
You know, the BKB at least is going to be pretty huge for Quinn. You know, this is a game where, you know, he pops that BKB. Not a lot that Vici Gaming can do through it. So we'll give him good timing in the fight to try and take out a hero or 2 before they're able to fight back. Well, he needs to get it done, and Old 11, the pressure on hunting down Quinn in the trees. He's out with the team. There's nothing to put a stop to that.
His ult. 1 second. Okay, it's back up.
It's back up.
That was close.
He's ready to go for round 2. Quinn has turned up. The BKB's done for Ori, though. Quick jump out to the side. A solid stomp from LOA will hold on to the 3 members of Vici Gaming. MSS as well with a follow-up stomp from the Censor. So we'll stop Vici Gaming being able to pull together a fight around the remainder of the Dragon Form and the BKB. So only the Reincarnate down for that. They won't lose anything else. Quincy Crew able to break up the fight and put it to a stop.
That was so damn close, though. Literally 1 second, and he would have been dead. Lasso back up in 10 seconds. It really feels like they can only make moves on Quincy Crew when they have Lasso up. So they have to get big targets. And it's not going to be Poyoyo, because Poyoyo, he has Lincolns. So now he's fully covered versus the disable that Quincy Crew is lacking.
Yeah, looking
Stanky too.
Immensely solid on the Weaver, and yeah, as you said, the itemization perfect here from Poyoyo. DD Rune at the availability here for Quincy Crew. Quinn's going to be able to swing across and take that. Still not of course, quite having that BKB done. So still very hard for Quinn to commit unless he can rely on the solid control. These big stomps again. You know, if LOA can continue to do this, get these multi-man stomps on the back lines, it will give space for Quinn to lock down, maybe burst through a target with the Deso and the DD.
So hard for them to reliably grab this Weaver, though. They have to literally like stomp him and to run in and to force staff him to break the Lincolns and to grab him with a lasso. It's too difficult for them to really go for the Weaver. And that smoke won't be successful. Vici now grouping up. And Old 11 just keeps parking himself in mid. I don't think he cares even if he gets gone on, because then he's preventing them from any access to Roshan, which I think is just the needed thing that Quincy Crew has to finally find in this game. Vici has great control of the map.
Quincy Crew. See if we can poke out any reaction here from Ori. Ori keeping his cool for the most part. Caught with the stomp, actually getting held back by the neutral creep there. Censor coming out, stomping Quincy Crew in return. Either way, Quincy Crew not wanting to chase too far. Yeah, he's keeping it cool, Ori. I mean, he knows really. I mean, I guess if he gets lasso, maybe they can burst him. But even then, it's not going to be easy. He is very tanky, very likely to be able to get the BKB off at a later stage in the fight. Doesn't have to be too snappy on pressing it.
Especially if he has any backup, like the Timber Saw being there. I'm pretty sure Old 11 says, I got you, throws the Lotus on him. Then even if you get lassoed, you're just standing in place. Only way Quincy gets the kill on a DK is if they grab him and pull him totally out of position. And even then, it's pretty difficult to kill Ori under those circumstances. As in Tarosh, I really feel like Quincy Crew has to contest this. Yeah.
Yeah. If they lose this Roshan, you know Vici's going to be coming for some towers. Oh, well, okay, they're going to lose Roshan then. Quinn's out, 50 seconds, caught out to the side. They might catch more of Vici. They're charging down Leslau trying to get it away. As Leslau, he's out, but yeah, with TA down, he has his buyback. He's just got enough money for the buyback, but that would mean putting his BKB on hold for a very long time. I think they may just have to let this go to Vici Gaming with Quinn dying like that.
They have to. Yeah, dude, he got soloed by the 2 supports. He just got frostbit into an ice vortex, into a CM ulti, and just dies. Avoid the stun.
There we have it, Vici Gaming. Aegis into the hands of Poyoyo. I mean, you're saying already with the Lincolns, they can't really catch and kill him. Doing it twice, this is going to be so hard. Level 18 on Poyoyo. 10 for 7, 7k lead from Vici Gaming. Quincy crew, they've got a lot of heavy work ahead of them here if they want to try and turn this one around.
And they want to try to reclaim their outpost because it's been, what, 4 or 5 minutes at least that the side of Vici's had this secondary outpost. So looking at the experience lead, you're really starting to see the difference. Sure, 8k gold lead, but 10k plus experience lead for the side of Vici. Yeah. Quickly starting to get out of control here for Quincy.
This is much more the level that you expected to see from Vici Gaming coming out here in the second game. And always just very refreshing to see them do it, sort of this deep into the tournament, with heroes that you don't really see in the CM, and in particular this Weaver. And Poyoyo's game so far, they're definitely, there wasn't a better hero. This was the perfect pick for Vici Gaming, and Poyoyo, he is having an amazing time so far.
Perfect picks and perfect itemization so far. Lincoln gets broken, but instantly able to Shuki out.
It's so hard to catch this man.
Yeah.
We'll manage to brute force down the tier 1 tower. So a little bit of money back into the pockets of Quincy crew.
Quincy's been able to get pretty much no vision out on the map either. They have TA traps, but look at the sentries and wards. They have like 1 or 2 wards that have been placed out very defensively, and we've seen this so much from the Chinese teams. There's still some of the few ones that do this, buying an early gem. DK now has a gem. Ori is going to take out every single trap, take out every single ward that Quincy crew does have, and then you just start to get suffocated off the map. And you see the itemization coming out. I believe it was Lacoste who was saying it on the panel. Kaya saying on this Timbersaw, if he wants to go for some disassembled Bloodstone into Halberd, he can do that. And it's really starting to feel like Quincy crew has no damage.
And look at this jump! Straight up to the high ground here. We're going to see Ori try and commit. We've also seen the counterplay from Lesnar with the lasso. They've lost the ET. BKB's out, taking a lot of damage here. Ori, he's actually going to die for this.
Wow.
That overextension, that's going to hurt. That's the DK down for a full minute. See if Quincy crew can get anything more out of this. As we're going to have Old Lemon get back in aggressive action, goes straight in over towards Leslau. Poyoyo's heading over with the Shikuchi. Leslau, can he get himself up to the high ground with the Firefly Camp? But the damage is done. Poyoyo takes down the back.
The Maelstrom proc. Old 11.
Quinn still trying to poke him, but he's got no BKB. His BKB's on cooldown. Quinn is going to get back up to the high ground. Refraction is back up. Old 11 getting in under the tier 4s. We see Yawar charging over towards DY. Old 11's going to turn his attention back over towards Yawar. Yawar has got the reincarnation. Continue to fight into these tier 2s. They'll bring down Yawar at once. Poyoyo will get the time lapse off. They'll have the trap slow, but the Ray Fire Blast already used. They're not going to have any further control for Poyoyo, and he still has that Aegis.
I'm surprised they can even bring down this DK, who had a fresh AC finished up when he goes to high ground, but committing every single spell out to him. Yeah, I think that caught him off guard. I thought he was going to survive as well, but a bit too deep under the tier 3.
Yeah, a little bit of a dive. We'll give Quincy crew a bit of time, and of course the lead's still growing there for Vici Gaming with kills that they're able to pick up. 11k advantage.
And Old 11 still bullying Yawar.
Yeah, he's still happy to play aggressive into the face of Quincy crew. He knows that he's not an easy hero at all to deal with for Quincy crew's heroes.
Would have been huge if Quincy was able to pick up the gem that was dropped on the ground there from that whole fight, but Old 11 was quick, jumped in, recovered it for his team, and then back to business.
Off they go, Quincy crew. Looking for these pickoffs. They know during the downtime from Vici Gaming, with the confidence and lead that Vici have, they will be playing the map rather split up.
Look at DY circled the whole area up there. He's probably telling Ori, get out of there. That's probably where they're going to look to make their next move.
I mean, he might be telling that. I don't know if Ori's hearing it. As they get him with the jump, that's Ori gone again. Another big kill onto the DK. will give Quincy Crew a little bit of something. That if they continue to get more of this, these are big kills to find when you are down as much as Quincy Crew is.
Yeah, DY was literally, if you looked at the map, there was ferocious circles being drawn in that area from the AA. So Ori does get picked off again and gives some more breathing room to Quincy, which they really desperately do need.
I mean, pretty much every minute that the Ori's off the map, they know it's a full minute where there won't be any sort of high ground push coming in from Vici Gaming. We're doing the Poyo farm, going for the Skadi next. BKB now done on Leslau, so he's going to have a much easier time getting in. Successfully living long enough to drag someone out of the action with the lasso.
He still has had some very successful ones. Sure, one or two of his deaths maybe looked a little funny, in particular that one mid, but he's had some really good choices, really good grabs. Just Vici playing too well as in an area, and they're getting so much farm on the map. Like, look at PYW. He almost has BKB on Crystal Maiden too, so another element they're gonna have to be careful of. Sometimes you're not too afraid of a Crystal Maiden, but with a BKB, limited disables coming on their side, like you don't want to have to expend lasso on CM. They thankfully do have at least an Earth Splitter that can interrupt it a bit, but yeah, it's still going to be a bit difficult when he does get this.
Yeah, PYW is able to find the timing around the BKBs of Quincy Crew to sit there and just let it go with the ultimate. It's going to be a huge nuisance for Quincy Crew to try and fight into or try and escape from. Quincy Crew, I mean, you see fully grouped up around the mid. Have they got a smoke? Do they want to try and go for it? They do have a smoke on MSS, but not looking to actively do too much right now. Quinn just working on his next items, is going for the MKB. Sure,
and as we see there,
ramp up the damage.
As we see there, old 11, he's starting to do that disassemble. Got his Bloodstone, probably going to build a halberd next with that Sun. So I think Quinn is probably expecting that, but also they have an Elven Tunic up on the Weaver, so it is going to need that True Strike. Bit of a bait there. The Bat Rider.
Jump in the illusion. And Bat didn't have the illusion rune sent out, and they will fall for it. So revealing themselves off the back of that smoke.
Worried about damage on the side of Quincy.
Yeah, I mean, as we're seeing, Quinn, he's getting there 1100 or so, and then the Demon Edge MKB will be finished. He's a tanky hero. It's Poyo.
They are so
very close
tanky.
to having the money for the full Skadi. He's going to be sitting on sort of this 3k HP, 25 armor, availability of a time lapse, and the elusivity of having this Lincoln Sphere. It's so hard to kill this Poyo Weaver. At any point onwards now, there's not really any item that Quincy Crew are close to that's ever going to make it easier to fight this Weaver.
No. They're going to have some dream, like, multi-hero stomp into ET Splitter to be able to take out these three unbelievably tanky cores. 3,200 HP Timbersaw, 3,300 DK, and like you said, Weaver near 3,000 when he has that Skadi finished up. Yeah, they're going to need absolutely everything to connect perfectly. They're looking for some type of play here, too. Looking to play around Vision. Oh! The Glyph. Nobody uses the shield on the Courier.
I mean, it's a good job.
I swear nobody
would have been the halberd out.
Yeah.
Old 11, he's keeping fully focused.
Two big item timings, too. Picked up for them there, finishing up that halberd and the Skadi, same time. Very effective items versus ranged carries, like TA. Roche, 5 seconds. Trap is inside the pit, but feels like fighting around there for Quincy Crew is not going to be easy.
Vici Gaming definitely being a bit safer now, even though they still do have this sizable lead. They don't want to let Ori die like he has the last few times.
No.
And he's very close to his next big old item. The Aghanim's just 1,000 gold away from being completed. Nevertheless, they will go for a smoke. They know that they're so strong right now. A quick jump. If they can catch Quincy Crew off guard, it's going to render the team fight almost impossible with Quincy Crew. Quincy Crew are going to try and get the jump themselves. They'll smoke up.
So sneaky.
Sweeping into the jungle of Vici Gaming. I mean, both teams are going to miss each other completely here. And Stuns ended up with Vici Gaming sort of being on the high ground. They're going to try and sneak the Roche. They get away with this? I don't think so. We'll see over to the side. Ori's coming. He's going to put the BKB. Yawar as well. Head straight over towards PYW. Trying to get rid of the CM, but PYW is able to get the BKB and the 4-star off. He's up to the high ground and he's away. The turn over towards Ori, but the Dragon Tail stuns in on the Quinn. He hasn't put his BKB yet. They'll force him over towards the pit, trying to keep Quinn safe. They'll turn with the meld hit. Now he'll put the BKB, jump in with the lasso. They've locked down Poyoyo. Lonasol's going to be fronted under Poyoyo. Poyoyo's fine. He's able to get the time lapse off. The stomp will catch him. It doesn't matter. Poyoyo's still good to go. Turns over towards Quinn. Quinn turns with the meld hit. They brought Yawar down once. They'll be able to take him out a second time. Poyoyo gets the double, gets out of there. ET gets cut down by the chakra. 4 down. They'll find MSS as well. It's going to be a full team wipe here by Vici Gaming. As with that in the bag, they'll take the Roche for themselves as well. Nothing to be done here by Quincy crew, as Vici Gaming with a full crisp cleanup there.
They almost take out the Weaver, but they covered each other so nicely. Vici getting the nice initiation to jump in from the DK because he knows he's invulnerable. Oh, Ori blinking into the spot. I think everyone knows about it now. You get stuck inside this little spot in the trees, but look at the way they covered him. They Lotus him, they Linkens him immediately. Quinn just gets isolated, gets grabbed up. Sure, they grab the Weaver, but he's able to get the defensive time lapse off, and that's just the fight. They can only kill a Crystal Maiden, and there's what we were talking about, is damage issues. Not because their lineup lacks damage, but because Vici's heroes are just so damn tanky, they can only kill a Crystal Maiden.
They really are. Straight up to the high ground. Quincy crew, they'll be back up relatively soon, but damage certainly going to be done here by Vici Gaming. Got a fortification to rely on. This Aegis Weaver. She's DK. What on earth do you do about these heroes if you're Quincy crew?
He's got an axe coming out
barracks.
too. And there's the Black Dragon as well. So even scarier now for these 3 cores. Quincy crew maybe have 1 fight left in them. And even then, it's not going to be a pretty one.
Not at all. If that last one was anything to go by, how cleanly Vici Gaming just destroyed them. And you know, looking at this network, Poyoyo again, you know,
it's huge. Looking
at the stats from him, not a hero that you've come to see from him a lot, but just huge hats off here for Vici Gaming's availability to get it in, pull it out at this stage of the tournament, when, you know, people aren't going to be expecting it, and just play it as well as Poyoyo has. He's been having a perfect performance on this Weaver. This is really some top-class stuff from him.
Yeah, when it's a Weaver game, it is a good Weaver game, right? There's only like 1 stun he has to worry about. Sure, if he gets hit by a stomp, but that shouldn't happen at these type of caliber players. The only thing he had to be worrying about was that lasso, and they covered him. Linkens, Lotus, played the map cleanly, dominated early game, got the gem, and just continue to run away with it. It's Quincy crew, yeah, like we said, 1 more fight left in them, and even that one's going to be extremely difficult.
Close to any items here, Quincy crew. Yawar. AC would certainly help. He's not too far off it, but he's probably not going to get the chance to finish. They're already at the tier 3 tower here on this top lane. Vici Gaming pushing in for a second set of racks. What's the response here from Quincy crew? Yawar really doesn't want to head back until he's managed to pick up that plate mail. The damage, it's being done to the racks, as with the aggression and power that this Black Dragon holds, the barracks stand no chance. They take a second set of racks here, Vici Gaming. Still nothing that Quincy crew's able to do to even start to at least attempt to push them back.
They just have to watch their base get sieged. Still no AC. They're going for the big wraparound. They have to get through these super tanky cores, take out the supports at the very least.
So what they do, they're going to throw everything down onto PYW. They want to get rid of this CM, and they'll be able to do so. That's PYW down. They'll turn over towards Ori, but the BKB's up. Stop. We'll catch on to both Poyoyo and Old 11. Quinn pushing in, and if they got the damage to drain Old 11, they don't. He'll put the Bloodstone, start to heal up. Yawar forced back up to the high ground. Quinn also able to get back. Still holding on to the BKB charge here, Quinn. Turn with the Brave 5 blast onto Old 11. Old 11. The Chakram off onto Yawar, he's able to cut him down the once. Now looks over towards Quinn, disarms him here with the halberd. Yawar, he's going to get blown up immediately a second time there with the Ice Blast coming crashing down upon him. Quinn will put the BKB in, but Poyo's in with the control, the damage with this Skadi, as he's just cleaning them up, pushing Quincy Group back to base. GG is cool. As game 2, Vici Gaming coming in with a fantastic change to the strategy after what we saw from them in game 1. They sort of read the way the Quincy crew wants to play Dota 2 from the first game, and their response to it here in this second game was nothing less than impressive from start to finish. The final pick Weaver, they do it a little differently, and it just works so well against Quincy crew.
They never let Yawar have a game in this game. I think that's the biggest thing, the biggest takeaway for me. Yawar dying twice back-to-back, buys a blink dagger, dies again. His game feels like it's just completely stagnated, no way to recover.